the moon. And so if you can see, you will notice that these are different phases of the moon that you can see in the night sky. Now, if we are talking about, let's say you look up into the sky right now and you see this moon. It is going to take 30 days, which is 1 month. Now I know some months have less days and some months have more, but typically 30 days. It will go through all of these, and all of these, and then it will start over. So it'll look like this again. So if you see a full moon, it might be a month again until you see a full moon. Now you might think that it's a full moon, but it might be like this, where part of the side is missing, and we're going to go over what that means. So here's what I'd like you to do. You have a worksheet, and the worksheet looks like this, where it's like this on top, and then on the bottom, it looks probably like this, minus the boxes, and there's information on it. Now, what you are creating is you're going to be creating something that looks like this. And so I'll give you tomorrow a little pin that you push through your notebook paper, and then you will take the cutout. So this is the cutout, and what you're going to do right now is I would like you to cut along the circle. So when I say go, you're going to pause the video. You're going to cut along the circle, obviously better than how I'm doing. Cut along the circle. You'll continue to cut. Okay, I'm going to cut around. Now when you get here, you're going to go like this. You're going to cut all the way till about mid-earth, and then you'll cut, and that will take this part out. So this whole triangle will be cut out completely. And then you'll continue. And so what you're going to have is you're going to have basically a big circle with a piece of pie that's been cut out. And that's going to show you then what you're going to do is you are going to take that and you will place it on this part of the worksheet. So as you can see, what would happen is, let's say it's like this, then you'd only see the waxing crescent, and then if you shifted it a little bit, then you'd only see the new moon, and then if you shifted it a little bit, you'd see the waning crescent. And so this is going to allow you to look at only one phase of the moon at a time. Okay, now what I'd like to do is explain the phases of the moon. Okay, so before I do that, please pause the video, and you are going to, let me get back, cut this out. Again, cut along the red, boom, 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 cut, cut, and you're good to go. So pause the video now, cut, and then when it's time to go, you are not gluing anything. Okay, tomorrow, come on. Tomorrow, Tomorrow, we will use it's kind of like a tack. You push it in the middle of the earth, and that will be to pin this circle onto the top of your notes. Okay, so do not glue anything on. Okay, so I'm going to pause right now. You need to cut this out. Okay, ready, go. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we are going to look at the phases of the moon. Now, this can be confusing, so I really, really want you to pay attention. The sun, so if this is my sun, the sun always points kind of towards Earth. And what happens is the side of the moon that is facing the sun always gets lit up. So for example, if this moon, which is the only moon we have, if this moon was facing the sun, it makes sense that this side of the moon that's facing the sun is getting lit up. One thing you have to realize is Earth, we only see this side of the moon, so at the moment we don't see any of the moon being lit up. Therefore, it is going to look, come on, it is going to look like, probably, honestly, there isn't even a picture because it's literally going to look like there's nothing in the sky. And we call that a new moon. A new moon, because to us, one way I remember it is new moon equals no moon. Now that doesn't mean that there isn't a moon. That means that we do not see the moon because the part that is being lit up is facing the sun and the part that's really dark is facing us. Now, if I go opposite, the side that is being lit up is the entire side that is facing us. Therefore, to us, it looks like a full moon. This is a full moon. So if we looked at the opposite, if we looked at the back half of this moon, it would be completely dark. And the reason why is because if I looked at the other side of the moon, that dark side that you can kind of see the circle around, it's not facing the sun, therefore it is completely dark. So if we can see it, now one thing you have to realize, you might say, Miss Arl, the Earth is blocking the moon. The moon is raised a little bit higher than the Earth, therefore the sun's light can shine on the moon. So we can see the moon. So this is a full moon because we can see it. This is a new moon because the side that's being lit up is facing the sun. The side that's not being lit up is facing us. Therefore, we don't see any moon. Now, there are two words that start with W that are different. One is called waxing and one is called waning. Okay, the only difference is waxing. So I'm going to, oh, how did I just do that? I'm going to pull that down. Pull that down. Here we go. So, waxing is when the left side of the moon is lit. Okay, so if you notice, now remember this. The sun is shining on the moon, and us, we can only see a sliver of it. So only this little bit, this part that's lit up and it's on, as you notice, waxing is on. Oh gosh, sorry, back up. Sorry, waxing is on the right side of the moon, So let me get that right. My bad. Right side of the moon. So if you notice, the right side of the moon is being lit up. Now, over here, this is waning. They're both crescents. Waning, if you see the white part, the left side of the moon is being lit up. So, waning is the left is lit. Okay, so look at this waning crescent. We have a little bit of the moon. Now we're talking, if you notice, like with this one, so this, and this, the right side of the moon is being lit up. So what we would consider that, let's clear that, get rid of that. So we are going to put, this is the right side, therefore it would be waxing. And that would be considered for this one, and this one. These are the waxing crescents. Okay, now if we're looking at the waning crescent, we are looking at these three. Okay, so the left side of the moon is waning, and this is specifically the waning crescent, and that would be these three. Okay. These three. Okay, it's the left side of the moon. You can only see a little bit of the moon. Waning for the left. Crescent. Crescent, which would be CR. Okay, and the right side, boom, boom, boom. Right, waxing. Only see a little bit. Crescent. Okay? Now, there are times where you can see most of the moon. So here, you can see 3/4 of the moon. Here, you can see 3/4 of the moon. Now think about it. Which one is the right side of the moon? Waxing. So we can see the right side of the moon here. So it is a waxing. And gibbous is where you can see 3/4 of it. So crescent means barely any. Gibbous means almost all. So in this side, you can see the left side of the moon. So gibbous for 3/4. Waning for the left side of the moon. So if I go back to my picture, one thing we're looking at is, okay, that's a full moon. So this one and this one, you can see 3/4 of the moon. So we know it is a gibbous, but since you can see the right side of the moon, it is a waxing. Waxing gibbous. Okay, now we have our full moon, fully lit. So now, if we have the left side of the moon almost completely lit, left means waning, and 3/4 means gibbous. So we have little bit is crescent, right side is waxing, a lot is gibbous. Okay. Let me look. That should be left, left, and these three, yep. So on the right side of the moon is waxing. So waxing gibbous, waning gibbous, waxing crescent, waning crescent. Okay, now the only other moons we have are ones that look like they're basically like halfway full. So if you notice this one right here, it's halfway full. And this one right here, it's halfway full. Okay, now those ones, what we look at is we call them, let me bring it up before I start. Okay, we call them quarter moons. So one way to remember it is if the right side is showing, you can see the right side, it is the first quarter. Okay, let me go to the left. If the left side is showing, it's the last quarter. So first quarter, right here, do you see how the right side is showing? The right side, that'd be first quarter. Here, the left side is showing. That would be last quarter. Okay, so far, we are just looking at the words crescent, new moon, here's a crescent, first quarter, gibbous, full moon, gibbous, last quarter, and then we know waning equals left, waxing equals right. Okay, so now let's take a look at the answers to this sheet. So, when we talk about, one thing I want to introduce to you is two words. The first word means, it's called revolution. Revolution. It means when something goes around something else. So for example, if I draw Earth right now, there's Earth. and I have my moon, which I'm going to make green. We know that the moon goes around Earth. Boom. And it takes about 30 days to go around Earth. Okay? The motion of the moon going around Earth is called revolution. Let me make that black. Revolution. So when one object goes around another. Another example is if I gave us the sun. Here's the sun. Let's make him yellow. Okay, maybe not. And then I give us, okay, there's Earth, because why not? And the Earth goes around the sun, because we know that. That is also called revolution. Okay, it's called revolution. Why is it not? There we go. So basically, when anything goes around something, so the moon went around the Earth, revolution. The Earth goes around the sun, revolution. Okay, another word that you need to know is called rotation. Rotation, so Earth spins. Earth spins, and what that means is it literally goes, whoop, spins around, and then goes back to its same spot. Okay, that's what gives us day and night. So it spins at some points, it faces, so if I look here, right now that's North America, that's us. Right now it's daytime. It would be daytime because we're facing the sun. But in about 12 hours we would be on the other side and it would be nighttime. And then in 12 hours we'd be back here, so which would make 24 hours, which means that, I don't know why it does this, which means that rotation means when something spins on its axis. And it takes the Earth 24 hours or 1 day to rotate once. Okay, so 12 hours is nighttime, 12 hours is daytime. That's what gives us the facing the sun and then not facing the sun. So if it's nighttime, you're not facing the sun. If it's daytime, you're obviously facing the sun. Okay. Something spins on its axis. It takes the Earth 24 hours or 1 day to rotate once. Okay, so your notes. Let's look at what we got. Revolution. One object goes around the other. That's what we were talking about with the moon going around Earth. Earth goes around the sun. Moon goes around the Earth. Rotation. An object that spins, basically it spins in a circle. Planets spin on their axis. Earth spins on its axis. Okay? So write that down, please. If you need to pause it, pause it. Okay, it takes Earth 1 day to rotate on its axis. But when we talk about something else, it takes Earth 365 days, or 1 year, to revolve around the sun. So if the Earth starts in spring, it takes 1 year to get to spring again. And the last thing we're looking at is, these we know this. Waxing means the right side of the moon is visible. Waning, the left side of the moon is visible. Quarter, 1/4 of the moon is visible. Full moon, all of the moon is visible. New moon, none of the moon is visible, and it takes 30 days for the moon to complete its cycle. So I'm going to change this. I don't know why I put 1/4. It's been a crazy week. 1/2 of the moon is visible. 1/2 of the moon. So if you caught that, very good job. Okay, what I'm going to have you do now is we are going to watch a video. So you should have taken these notes, you should have cut this out, and you are going to hold onto it tomorrow. So put it either in your green folder, would probably be very smart to put it in, and then tomorrow I will give you a tack and we will tack it on. Okay, if you are confused, I went over a lot of information. We will be going over this tomorrow again. Okay, so if you are confused, it is okay. It is okay. All right, I will see you tomorrow. Please go to Google Classroom to watch your video.